Texas is a land rich and plentiful, no doubt target rich, and has proven to be one of the country's most sought-out destinations to hunt wild game. This hunting culture is much more than that of only what an antler score can produce. It's a culture driven by family, values, and the trophy itself is embedded within the experience.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is Texas Trophy Hunters, and we are storytellers.
The Texas Gulf Coast pretty much is an outdoorsman or outdoor woman's paradise. You can literally do something outdoors here virtually 12 months out of the year. What just started out as strictly a bay fishing operation has now grown into not only are we offering bay fishing, waterfowl hunts that include duck hunts, goose hunts, crane hunts, and into the dove hunting. We're also now doing night vision hawk hunts.
Our clients get treated so well. We've got such a great team here. The food's awesome, and we've just created an experience.
This week, our travels take us to the Texas Gulf Coast to learn about how Run and Gun Adventures not only got its start, but later turned into a 5-star operation. It's a story which has facilitated many other stories to come to fruition for not only us, but thousands of other hunters and outdoorsmen over the course of the last several years. Now, there's no doubt we spend the majority of our time hunting whitetails and even exotics from time to time, but Run and Gun offers us an opportunity to take advantage of everything this great state has to offer. In 2020, over the course of multiple trips, we had the opportunity to experience the lifestyle both Nick and Daniel have come to love. Down in Texas, just getting our duck hunting cranked up. Run and Gun Adventures. Daniel, Brittany, Justin, Nick. He went to get a goose, I think.
He likes that salsa.
We're just really getting started. Not only hunting, but breakfast. Should be a fun one. It may come as a surprise to people outside of Texas, but for those that call Texas home, they know this state offers some of the most versatile waterfowl hunting in the country.
We're over here probably about 15 miles from the coast, close to Port Lavaca Marsh. We're hunting some freshwater impoundments. These are actually old catfish ponds, and what we've came in and done is put duck habitat. We run 3 different foods in here. This is a wigeon grass pond that grows naturally if you leave the water on all year. We grow some millet in here and some rice, different times of year. In different temperatures, ducks want different foods. But this has been some of our best hunting since we used this properly.
That was a great way to get that morning. Yes!
We thought we were going home.
Yeah.
Now we might go home. That was awesome.
That was awesome. You can't get better than that.
So we've had a pretty good hunt. Like Nick said, it's been a little bit slow, but man, it's been awesome just being in the blind, meeting new people. And that's our favorite part of what we do. It's not just the hunting, it's building relationships. It never fails. It seems like it lasts a lifetime, you know. And to us, that's what it's all about. Good times, good friends, and mixing in hunting. You can't beat it. So we're wrapping up this hunt, fixing to head back to the lodge, do a little podcast, and see what's on tap for this afternoon.
It's been over 10 years in the duck blind with Run and Gun, and it's been some amazing experiences. The camaraderie is my favorite part. Whether we're drinking coffee or loading up for the next shoot, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience to hunt with Run and Gun on the Texas coast.
After spending some time in the field with Nick and Daniel, alongside some close friends, I was anxious to hear about how this operation got its start. So we went back to the lodge and got to hear firsthand the full story.
11 years ago, I would have never dreamed it would have been here. Yeah, I guarantee if you ask Nick the same thing, he would totally agree.
We're always changing, brainstorming, game planning to offer the best hunting and fishing experience on the Texas Gulf Coast.
In the very, very beginning, it was just bait fishing. Nick Stillwell actually introduced the waterfowl world to me. I was not a waterfowl hunter.
I grew up in South Louisiana on a small rice and crawfish farm, so I was 5 years old the first time I entered the duck blind, and I'll never forget the moment that I met Daniel Kubeka, and we were both in oil and gas sales at the time, and he was going on and on about this amazing hunting operation that he had called Run and Gun Adventures, located in Matagorda, Texas.
He had started Run and Gun Adventures back in 2007. I would hear these long talks at night with his partner, Nick Stillwell, and I would hear them game planning, and he would just be talking for hours and hours and hours, and I didn't understand it.
Daniel and Nick really started from the ground up, and it's been remarkable to see what they've been able to build together as a team and as leaders in the outdoor industry.
When Run and Gun first started, it was myself and Nick.
My first guided hunt, I was 16 years old. I still have clients that come hunt with me. I'm 35 years old that I was taking as a teenager. And I think that's one of my favorite parts of being part of Run and Gun. It's those relationships.
It's truly a passion, and it's something that both of them absolutely live, eat, and breathe.
So we've had a crane feed over here. We're right by the lodge. This is pretty cool because usually we're driving 15, 20, 30 minutes away from the lodge, and we don't know quite what to expect on. They're going to come in small groups, big groups, but we'll find out. Typically with the cranes, when we get the fresh feeds or the new birds that haven't seen the setup, it's pretty awesome.
The Texas Gulf Coast pretty much is an outdoorsman or outdoor woman's paradise. You can literally do something outdoors here virtually 12 months out of the year.
And I'd really not experienced the Texas coast yet, and so I was really excited. Actually jumped on the phone and called a few clients and gathered a group, and before I knew it, we were out in the field, and we were in one of the best duck hunting scenarios I'd ever been in my entire life.
But each morning whenever we do our set, they try to pull as much natural cover as we can so it'll completely blend in to exactly what we're hunting. If you ask any of my guys, the one thing that I always tell them is control the controllables.
You can't control Mother Nature. You're going to have bad hunts. You're going to have bad fishing trips. You're going to have epic hunts, epic fishing trips.
The lodging side of it allowed us to do the one thing that's a controllable. A controllable thing is what we can do inside these 8 acres.
He started talking about building a hunting lodge, and I looked at him with these big, deer in headlight look at him, because I'm not the risk taker. He's the risk taker.
When I started with Run and Gun Adventures, we didn't have a lodge. It was just really all about the hunting, the fishing. We were putting our clients in hotels, beach rentals. It was fine, but if you didn't have the great hunt, it was hard to make the clients happy without the lodge experience.
We were at dinner one night, and he whipped out a napkin and started drawing the picture of the lodge.
I mean, I remember the first time Nick and I first talked about building a lodge, it was, let's build it for 6 people. And then it was, let's build it for 12. And then we set on 12 for a little bit, and I said, no, let's do it at 24. Hey, man, you're crazy. We set it at 24 for 6 or 8 months, and I said, man, let's go 48. And he was, you've lost your mind. There's no way we'll be able to fill that. And I said, man, we got to look for the future. We're growing, we're building, we're going to have more guides. And at that point, it was really just me and him.
Our mission is that we want this to feel like a home, not only for our clients, but we also want it to feel that way for our staff.
One thing I can say for Run and Gun Adventures, I love to come here to the lodge.
They are like family for me.
We as a staff can control the lodge atmosphere, the ambiance, the food, the hospitality, and your good time.
At the end of the day, if you have a guide, or even the guy cooking your food, or Savannah, our secretary, who loves what they do, you're going to get a first-class experience.
The only thing that we can actually control is what happens underneath this roof. And so by adding that aspect to what we were already trying to thrive at in the field, it just allowed us to piece it all together. Like Nick said, we're not going to be able to always, have a great hunt. We're not always going to be able to hammer the fish. But it's tying that entire experience together from the time you pull in the gate to the time you leave, where you're like, whether or not you hammered the fish or whether or not you hammered the birds, you're like, I want to come back. I want to tell my friends about that. I can't wait to book another trip because we had a great time.
It's been amazing watching this unfold from the very beginning.
It was literally a little white house and, small acreage, if you will, and just a few ponds. And to what they've built to today with a grand lodge and a chef and just the customer service and accommodations has been what I consider a dream come true.
Daniel, Lauren, Nick, everybody is so great. The staff is amazing.
What just started out as strictly a bait fishing operation has now grown into not only are we offering bait fishing, waterfowl hunts that include duck hunts, goose hunts, crane hunts, and into the dove hunting. We're also now doing night vision hog hunts.
Our clients get treated so well. We've got such a great team here. The food's awesome, and we've just created an experience.
The last 10 years have brought us a lot of growth, especially the last 5. I'm really looking forward to what the next 5 years have in store for Run and Gun Adventures.
After hearing Daniel and Nick tell their story, we couldn't help but get back to Run and Gun in the summer to spend a little time on the water. Me and B's headed to Texas to hang out with our good buddies Nick and Daniel down at Run and Gun Adventures. We're actually going to do a little work down here, but we're also going to be doing a whole lot of fishing. We were down here back in January doing a little bit of crane hunting, a little bit of waterfowl hunting, killed a few ducks, and so they invited us back down to get on the fish. It says it's a lot better in the summer, so we'll be catching a lot of speckled trout, maybe a few reds, and we'll see how it goes. I'm really looking forward to it because it's hot where we're at. It's going to be hot where we're going to, but kind of a nice break for us middle of the year. Get away from the house, get out of the office a little while, and see if we can't put our hands on some pretty big trout. Rolling down the road, my good buddy B. B, you got anything you'd like to say about this trip?
Yeah, I'm gonna second what you said. A good hard second on that. After 5 minutes of you and Cody being in the truck, everything's blown up. Like there's crap everywhere. It looks like we've been living out of this truck for 2 months. There's 9 million cords strung across from, I feel like I'm tied up in the driver's seat with power cords.
That's what you got when you got media guys in the truck with you, though. You got anything else you want to say about that?
14 hard drives. Each of them has a cord to the computer and to power. I didn't even know my truck had this much power. I got to rev the engine just to get going.
Actually, you can put it in neutral every now and then, rev it up, and that charges the battery a little faster.
What he said.
Are you looking forward to this fishing trip?
I'm always looking forward to fishing. I feel like that mic's really close.
It's an interview. That's what you do. You put it in front of your mouth.
I feel like you're fixing to stick it in my nose.
Anyone that knows Brandon and myself knows there's rarely a lack of entertainment when it comes to giving each other a hard time. We've been close friends for years and have shared camp together all over this country. But this was one camp he had yet to experience. We arrived at the lodge, cut up with friends, took care of a little business, and we were off to wet a hook the following morning.
We've been working all morning. Now it's time to have some fun.
You know what you're doing?
Yeah.
I was going to show you if you didn't know.
I bet you were.
Bass fishing on steroids.
Snake bit. Can't get a bite.
What these croakers do, you put them on. I'll show you in a minute. They kind of like a sheep. What a sheep makes? Croaker fishing. I kind of like this style of fishing, to be honest with you. Let the fish do the work.
Sure wish I had my sunglasses that I left in the truck this morning. They're probably melted into my dash right now.
Hey, you know who didn't forget something?
Hey,
It's looking good in this water. Mate, it ain't even bright out here. You know why? Because I remember stuff.
oh God.
I don't forget nothing when we hunt or fish.
Are you done getting all my bait?
I'm just getting, we ain't catching nothing anyway.
Yeah, but they might be dead. You just let it go. You're
One
gonna
more.
let them go, don't
That was only one. I need one more. You got a pile of
I got 4. What, you need a croaker sound? Yeah. I guess that's a croaker. So this is not my first. You're jerking on my line. 100% serious. So we're croaker fishing, which is not my first time croaker fish. First time croaker fish like this, but my partner in crime just bypassed me in the lineup and then threw directly over my line, like right over my line.
That's how we roll, big. We're friends. Caroline.
Bait. Friends means that you gotta clean up his messes.
Hey, tell him how many fish I got, though.
He does have more fish than me.
What we learned this past season about Run and Gun Adventures is because of a dream years ago walked out by Daniel, Nick, and their families. It's created an environment that is the birthplace for future stories, for those who love to experience everything the outdoors has to offer. I know for our team, their story has inspired us all, and I can almost guarantee you it will continue to do the same for every individual looking for an adventure.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Even in a small town.
Everything's bigger in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Even in a small town.